So what's up, you guys? You're welcome to the Pop Culture Parrots. Please do not forget to like, to subscribe, to turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time that I post. So let's get right into it. You see, I just know for a fact that Tory Lanez regrets the day that he met Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I know he rules that day with his life. With his life. Because I swear, whatever they had, whatever relationship or situationship or sexual relations, because Megan admitted that they had sexual relations, whatever sexual relations that they had, it's not worth it. It was not worth it. It's not worth all this stress. It's not worth any of this. Any of this. I just know that he regrets the day that him and Megan Thee Stallion met or crossed paths. Because so not to state the very obvious, but if you know, you know that Tory Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in her feet. So basically, he's serving a 10-year sentence, obvious information. But here's the thing. Megan has not let this man rest since the day she became public with this matter. She has kept her foot on his neck and found new ways to torment him. Like, she has invented new ways to torment him. She has found a way to make sure that he's uncomfortable. Even when Tory found a way to record music in the prison, within a few days, I think a report was submitted and his musical equipment or whatever he was using to record was basically confiscated. So one thing is for sure, Megan Thee Stallion has not let this man breathe since the day he shot her or since the day she came public with the issue. So like I stated earlier, Tory is serving a 10-year sentence. So explain to me why Megan saw it necessary to get a 5-year restraining order against Tory Lanez, expressing concerns about her safety when he's released from incarceration, basically. And she told the judge, I feel maybe he'll shoot me again, and maybe this time I won't make it. And I'm like, bruv, please. This man is literally not about to spend 10 years of his life or have 10 years of his life cut short and then come out and make the exact same mistake again. And like, he's still in jail until the year 2030 or 2031. So I don't know how any of this is such a pressing matter. I don't know how she feels threatened by a man that is currently in prison. Like, she did not even get the restraining order closer to the period when he's about to get out. She's getting it while the dude is still locked up. And so it started a whole lot of conversation. It started a whole lot of discourse as usual. And if you know, you know that Megan has an army outside of her fan base that don't stream her music but defend her to the very end. Like, those are her Twitter warriors, her babies that will stand by her through the heavens and the earth, that will tell her where she is, but they don't stream her music. So they're not necessarily hotties, they're just the advocates of Megan Thee Stallion that don't buy or don't stream music. So they had the obvious opinion of, oh, Megan felt threatened by him, that she's a victim, and victims could feel threatened in such situations. I don't know what the situation is, but that was basically what the discourse was. And then the other side that is not the Megan Thee Stallion oriented side, we're basically talking about how do you keep saying you haven't found peace in this situation, but it's all you talk about in your music. And a lot of people were like, you can't claim to be a victim and still brag about the situation a lot. And she got hit with the craziest diss you, because when Megan went to the judge, she was talking about how she's scared for her life, she feels very threatened, she feels unsafe, quote unquote, and how she's terrified for her life. And everyone was like, diss you? And if you didn't catch what she said got shot 2 times and I ate that ish. So everyone is super confused. Like, are you scared for your life or you're bragging about being 50 cents? Which is it? Anyways, moving on. I feel there was no phrase I heard last year more than the phrase "Young Money's over." Nicki Minaj is over, Drake is over, Young Money is over, Nicki's over, Drake is over. I feel I heard that ish on loop so much. And a large part of it was owing to the diss track from Megan Thee Stallion, that's his, and the Drake and Kendrick beef. And everyone went on and on. And at some point, they began to attach Nicki to the Drake and Kendrick situation, talking about, oh, this is the burial of young money artists. This is the burial of young money artists. And I was just super confused. Like, I was literally super confused. How did we get here to begin with? Like, I get that's what happens during rap beefs, fine and good, but to think that you're going to debase 15 and 16 and 17 years of consistent hard work with one or two or three diss tracks is was actually insane. And that just goes to show you how shallow minded and how narrow minded the general public is with regards to a matter like this, and how some things are not even properly thought about and they are just said based on emotions. Because everyone and their mother saw that, oh, Drake is over, Nicki is over, Drake is over, Nicki is over. But then the end of the year starts rolling and we see things completely different from the general assertion or from the general consensus of Drake is over, Nicki's over. And I'm like, where? 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 And I think the funniest part of it was when Spotify Wrapped and Apple Music Replay rolled in. And then you would see people who shat on Drake and shat on Nicki the entire year, who talk shit about Drake and talk shit about Nicki the entire year. You would see Drake and Nicki at the top, as their top artists, as their top songs, in their top five, sometimes in their top two, sometimes their top one. And it's like, oh, like, which is it? And then you'll see, oh, it's their old songs. It's their old songs that still keep us streaming. It's not the new songs, they fell off. Sure. Sure. So let's for 1 minute entertain the argument that Nicki and Drake are over. But when the stats roll in, we see that Nicki Minaj was the best-selling female rapper by total album units in 2024, and Drake was the best-selling rapper by total album units in 2024. So, except the concept of over has gotten a totally new definition, then till then I'm not convinced, because if it's regard this to, they're in fact very far from over. Nicki, for example, in 2025, she's been ranked the biggest female rapper of the 21st century by Billboard. Her song Tap Out is rising in streams, receiving its biggest streams ever this decade. And with just 10 days into 2025, Nicki Minaj has now earned over 100 million streams on Spotify, becoming the first female rapper to do so. So that's actually insane to put into perspective. Like, to think that the fact that she has grossed over, or she has been streamed over 100 million times in just 10 days into the new year is absolutely crazy. So it's 2025, it's a new year, and I can't wait to see how Drake and Nicki are over again this year. You see, when it comes to Cardi and her album, I'm going to learn to keep my mouth shut because I have nothing nice to say. I have literally nothing nice to say. So I'm going to learn to keep my mouth shut and not comment on this because, like I said, I have nothing nice. I have nothing respectful to say. But I will say this: 2025 is Cardi's last chance to put out that album and have people give a quarter of a fuck. Like, this is literally the last chance that she has to put out that album, because by 2026 nobody's here for that. Nobody's here for that. Her fans are tired and worn out. They're literally not even asking anymore for the album at this point. So this is the last chance. Like, it's going to take a lot to execute. It's going to take a lot to make people care again. There needs to be like a backing, a proper rollout, which I don't think Atlantic has the money for. But 2025 is the last chance she has to put out that album. And that's that. That's literally that. I don't know how she's going to do it. I don't know how she's going to execute it. But one thing is for sure, nobody's waiting no longer.
Next year, my album will be out. My businesses, my secret businesses will be out. I can't tell y'all what I'm working out. Hopefully next year I get me a little boyfriend. I'm holeless right now. And distracted. I don't want no distraction. This January is a very crucial month for me. It's very crucial for me. And every day and every hour counts.
Anyways, on the topic of albums, SZA has officially or basically teasing the fact that her and Kendrick could drop an album together. There is the possibility of a collab album. Like there's nothing in the works yet, but the possibility is there, and that's all I effing need. Like all I need at this point is hope of a Kendrick and SZA joint album, because they have been working on so much together, so much music together. They are touring together later this year. So the possibility of an album is there, and the fact that she acknowledged it is giving me life. Like there's not a single miss with Kendrick and SZA attached to it. Like literally not a single miss. They devour every single collab. So I'm super, super excited, and I just cannot wait.
Songs with Kendrick Lamar, Babylon and Doves in the Wind, All the Stars. I mean, a genius with a genius. Luther, 30 for 30. Like, would you and Kendrick together consider doing a joint album? Like, we would love to see.
I would love that. I would love that. I think that would be amazing. He's such a genius, and he's part of his genius is like him being so elusive, and so mysterious, and I love it. I don't know what's going on as much as you don't know what's going on.
Really?
Yeah. When Luther came out, I said, okay, that's the vocals we're using. Period. And same with Gloria. I said, okay, and I love that though. That's also part of the fumbling and finding. I feel like he's a huge part of my fumbling and finding era because I'm just trusting all of his expertise and all the being thrust into these moments and spotlight and saying yes. And he's so good at saying yes, but like staying grounded. So I'm just like, teach me, sensei, what you know.
Yeah. So it's like y'all are yin and yang when you come together.
Yeah.
You got what he needs, he got what you need, and it just, and the fumbling and finding and the blow up is just so like, yeah.
Thank you.
Girl.
But that's about it for this video. Please do not forget to like, to subscribe, to turn on your post notifications so you get notified each time that I post.